Morrie's Cadillac is out here today with the all-new 2015 Cadillac ATS. What I'd like to do is show you around the interior, the exterior, and then do a driving review of this vehicle. So for 2015, there's a sedan as well as a coupe available. This one is the sedan with the turbo, and there also is a V6 option. What's cool as well, you can get the coupe with a manual transmission 6-speed if you really want that. As far as styling goes, the ATS is my favorite Cadillac in the lineup. It competes with the big heavy hitters from Germany, which are going to be your 3 Series, your Audi A4, and maybe even the smaller Mercedes. So the ATS comes in a 2-wheel drive or the sure-footed all-wheel drive model, which this one is. I've driven these in the Minnesota winters when it's -10 and there's about a foot of snow on the ground, and these things do unbelievably well. They're going to stick around with that German competition. I mean, the 3 Series is really that gold standard in the market, and I think the ATS really puts its foot in the door with this new 2015, is saying, hey, I'm here, I don't have that nameplate like the other German sedans, but at a price point that's less than those, I'm gonna give you all the available features. So one thing I really like about the ATS is this keyless entry system. The easy key, you basically walk up to the car. If it is the middle of winter, you don't take it out of your purse or your pocket. You just click any one of the door handles or the trunk can open and recognize that it's in your pocket. From there, you hop inside, just click the button to start the car and you're good to go. So as far as trunk space is concerned in the ATS, this and the coupe have these same cutouts, so you can easily get at least 2 or 3 sets of golf clubs in here. If you were maybe taking the kids to hockey practice, or if you've got your skis in the vehicle, there is a pass-through which you can see. So that way you can have things cut right up into the cabin, or there's a 60-40 split rear seat. So that way you can knock down either one side or the other, or both at the same time to get larger objects in the vehicle. Again, this is the all-wheel drive model, and you know, I think the all-wheel drive, this one kind of has the Minnesota Essentials package, as I like to say, where it's got the heated seats in the front, and you've also got the heated steering wheel. If you haven't used the heated steering wheel before, it is certainly something you would like to try, and then you will never get rid of it. The backup camera, so this is an 8-inch display with the Q system. The backup camera in here is huge, and it turns with the wheels so you can see where you're going. And also you do have parking sensors. So whether it's up front or behind you, even when you're not in reverse, it's gonna tell you when you're nearing or getting too close to someone. Other things this ATS has, this one does have the sunroof, which I like. It's tilt, slide, gives you plenty of light in here. This is the lighter interior on this vehicle. And you know, I think with the white, it works pretty well. It looks good. It's all hand cut and sewn materials inside of here. And the way the leather fit and finish, everything comes together, this car is gorgeous inside. They do black, you can do a brown in here. There's all sorts of different colors you can choose from. And I mean, the way it all comes together is just fantastic. The seats are really comfortable. You gotta think 90% of the time, whether it's your commute, if you're heading to the cabin, where you're gonna spend that time in the car, and that's gonna be right here in the driver's seat. And it is really quiet in here. The handling is nice. The turbo, I like the turbo over the V6, and that's because you're gonna get a little better fuel economy if you can drive a little bit slower and stay out of that turbo range. But the engine doesn't make a ton of noise. It's not working a lot to try and get you going. It's got more than enough power. It gets great fuel economy, especially even with the all-wheel drive. I mean, if you can drive a little slower, you can see great mileage out on the highway. Handling, I know it's a little tough to sort of explain how the car handles without getting behind the wheel, but there's this mode here where you can go between tour, sport, snow and ice, and that really improves the ride. I mean, the handling in here, it's definitely got that German feel to it, where it's responsive, but it's not overly heavy. I mean, you don't, some of the bigger German cars, it feels like you're driving an SUV around, but this one is comfortably smooth. It's got a great feedback and response to it. And I mean, as far as handling goes, whether you're just cruising around in the city or out on the highway, this thing is great. It's very, very well balanced. The leather feels good. The Q system, once you get a hold of how to use that, it's super user-friendly, very cool. And there's also this neat little storage compartment in here. You feel like James Bond when that pops open, and you've got plenty of room to keep your phone or things out of sight. Click it again and it'll just drop back down. Overall, I mean, I said it before, the ATS is definitely my favorite Cadillac. I think if you're looking at one of the German sedans, at least make a stop by Morrie's Cadillac and take one for a spin. On behalf of Morrie's Cadillac, thanks for watching. If you'd like to schedule your test drive in the all-new ATS, make sure to call, click, or stop by Morrie's Cadillac today. Thanks again for watching, and make sure you buy happy.